Standing the Coach, Power Prep Sports, coming to you again this week. And man, we've got a special guest tonight. We got Jonny Mitchel from Highland Home, the head boys basketball coach. They're going to be in the Final Four next week. One of two Crenshaw County schools I know of right off the top of my head that
Bradley won today, so I know they're in there too.
That will be participating. So, Coach Mitchel, how tell us about your season. I know it's exciting. I've never been to a Final Four.
Well, before you get into your season, I just got to know, how'd they land that dang jet up there on that podium?
Well, they had to have some guys with a big net, Greg, to catch it when it flew by, and then bolt it down.
Every time we go by there, I just wonder. I tell my kids, look, the world's greatest pilot landed right there.
That's a pretty good job. I've been wanting them to put my picture in the football program for a few years, sitting up on top of it, but nobody's had the nerve to set me up there. But can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, we can. And Coach, like Stan was saying, congratulations. And I'm probably going to say something right here that's going to upset. It probably won't upset you. But aren't you glad you didn't end up at McKenzie like we were trying to do at one time?
I'm going to pass on that, on answering that question. But
you don't have to. I'll answer it for you.
Okay. But I'm certainly glad to be where I'm at with good people, and we've had some good teams over the last few years, football and basketball. We're certainly excited to be in the Final Four next week in Birmingham. That's for sure. But going back to the jet for a minute, Mr. C.J. Falk, who fought in the Korean War, got that pay for that jet and got it donated and put it up there with that Veterans Memorial, and our field house is named after him, as a matter of fact.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool. We get pictures all the time from people who ride by and take the picture with it and send it to us.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting right in front of it right now.
I see it. I see that.
Yeah.
And if you were going to do it from out on tonight, I could have just missed you there.
Yeah, it's still sunshine up here.
Well, Coach, tell us how your season's gone this year. I mean, you're in the Final Four. Tell us how you got there.
Well, it's just like y'all been in the coaching business before. You know that it's all about coaching and having a 6'6" Division I athlete on your team. So we've got some good players. Keldrick Falk, who is a junior for us, that's being recruited by every major football program in the country. One of our better players, but we got a few good ones. His little brother, JJ, who's a freshman, is about 6'4". He's a good player. Our point guard, Latragan Cooper, is a good player. We just got some really good kids, and we were really bad about 3 years ago, but those kids have been getting to play since they were young, and now they've just got bigger and faster and stronger and better, and we've won 28 games this year, which is about 10 more than they've ever won, and got to the Final Four for the first time in the history of our boys. And football's been to the semis 3 times, and girls basketball once. And so this is the first for the boys. So it's a pretty big deal to all of us in Highland Home.
Well, Coach, do you know who you play?
We play Mars Hill Bible, which is a private school in Florence. I know Brantley played them in baseball a few years ago. Another one of those private schools that you got to get by if you want to win a state championship, usually in 1A or 2A for sure. So we'll have our work cut out for us on Monday.
Now, who are the other two?
Lynette beat GW Long today.
Right.
So Lynette will play Sexton. Sexton is the north west winner, I guess it is. And Sexton knocked off the number 1 team in 2A, which was Midfield. And they were the defending champion and really good. That's who we figured if we got that far we would see. But Sexton beat them yesterday. So Sexton versus Lynette and us versus Mars Hill Bible.
Well, I know there's a lot of excitement. It's not just Highland, Crenshaw County with Brantley getting in there today. And, you hate to have to share it with some, the funness of it all, of somebody else there in your county. And especially, I know all 3 schools there in Crenshaw County are big rivals with each other.
Well, I'm from Brantley, graduated from there, spent 9 years there as a assistant coach and 4 as an assistant, 5 as a head coach, still lives. I'm talking to you live from Brantley right now. So I'm glad to see it for them. And we wish them the best. I mean, we certainly want to take care of business on our own, but we're happy to see them succeed. Coach Parks there is a great guy. And
Coach, I hope both of y'all win it, because that's great for the Southeast, because there's Houston Academy's up there with y'all, the boys.
Yeah.
Carroll of Ozark.
Carroll got a big win today against Charles Henderson, who was really good too.
Y'all, Brantley. I'm not sure about the girls. I know GW Long was playing.
I'm not sure exactly. I know in
Georgiana, and
they got beat today, I think, by Lochapoka, maybe. I think that's right.
But I'd say overall, when you talk about Wiregrass or just Southeast this year in basketball, that there's been a lot of improvement. Would you say so? That there's been a lot more.
It's been really good. Charles Henderson's had 2 really good teams. Brantley's had good teams. Georgiana always has good teams. Coach Norris does such a great job there. But there's a lot of teams that maybe didn't get this far that were good this time. Strong had a good team. Op had the best season I think they've had in a long time. Hillcrest Evergreen was really good. So a lot of good basketball played around this time in our area.
Now, to get ready for next week, I mean, anything special? When y'all pull out, is there a big hoedown at Highland Home?
There's a lot of that. I mean, we'll have a little send off and stuff, and there's been a ton of people in the community wanting to support, what we're doing, however they can. Excited that we've got this far. But you guys have coached big time high school football before and know that you want to try to keep as close to your routine as you can to keep the kids, the guys, as focused as we can. I know it's hard for them. They're excited about going to Birmingham. They're excited about a chance to maybe play for a championship, but we're trying to keep them as focused as we can. And this group's been really good about that, so hopefully they'll continue to be. Now, Monday might be a good time, if you're so inclined, to rob the 3 stores we have in Highland Home, because there might not be anybody there in town when we're playing. So,
well, that's one thing Highland Home has always had is great support. I can remember years ago when Highland Home had some years where they were struggling. Dadgum, even in football, the stands would be full. And I can remember years ago when I was at Strawn going to Highland Home to some basketball games. And, both teams were mediocre at best. And Highland Home would pack it out for a home basketball game. I mean, it was.
Yeah,
It was
our community has been really supportive. Matter of fact, I think our 2 games at the regional in Montgomery, both times we probably had 3/4 of the crowd was Highland home or better. So they've been extremely supportive. And I can't tell you how many people reached out to me in the last couple of days saying they'll be in Birmingham on Monday. So it's been pretty awesome to have the kind of support we've had. And I know the kids really appreciate it to have the people there.
Well, let me ask you this, Coach. People talk about having different venues being tough to play in. And when they're talking about that, usually they're talking about the crowd. If I had to guess, when y'all tip it off in Birmingham, that's going to be a tough venue for Mars, because I suspect y'all going to have a whole lot more there hollering than they are.
I mean, I hope that's true. I expect we'll have a lot there. You get in that arena, the JCC, though. I mean, we could have 500 people there, and it would look like you had 15 at Highland home. It's a big old place, but I hope we have a really good crowd. Matter of fact, I think Brantley plays Monday morning. I would hope that a lot of folks in our county are going Monday to support both teams. So I hope that helps our crowd too. And from a coaching standpoint, you get in those big arenas, you think about the background behind the goals being different than your high school team is one of the things. But I hope that the crowd certainly has a positive impact for us too.
Well, hey, Coach, I got an idea. Show them Hooters before you go.
What?
Hooters. No.
You said Hooters, Coach.
I did. Don't show
Hoosiers.
Hooters.
Don't show Hooters.
Show Hoosiers. Show them Hoosiers. Yeah, you might get in a little trouble if you take them to the other place. But show them Hoosiers.
Do that with God. We'll put that on the itinerary.
Well, show them the movie Hoosiers. Right there. Look, I love that movie. When that coach goes out there,
movies, man.
When he goes out there and pulls that tape measure, that coach, that's an awesome scene right there. I just love that.
I tell my wife that all the time. My children were born, I didn't tear up, and I don't think I did when my oldest daughter got married. But man, you get some points there in Hoosiers, and remember the Titans and Rudy, and some of those took me up pretty good.
Coach, when you're talking about those, I have to go all the way back old school and talk about something for Joey and the Brian Piccolo story. Those get me every time.
Yeah,
that was Brian's song.
Right.
Coach Ennis, I thought it was Brian Piccolo. You got worked up over bench warmers.
I don't remember that.
That's a pretty good one. Yeah, all those are good movies.
That and Caddyshack too.
Caddyshack 2 may be the most underrated sports movie of all time. When the guy goes in there, the lawyer, and tells him how he would handle.
Oh yeah.
With a flamethrower.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
They get him with a flamethrower. Well, Coach, we're gonna first time having you on the show. We usually do stuff during football season. We call 3rd and 3, and we're gonna do with basketball. We're gonna call it overtime.
All right.
Okay, or and 1 or whatever. Whatever. We're gonna ask you.
We in the bonus.
Yeah, we in the bonus. We're gonna shoot some free throws. Gonna ask you.
We get in the bonus early on Monday, so yeah, I'm good with that.
we're gonna ask you some questions. Hopefully, I'm gonna Coach Ennis. You be thinking of one to ask right here.
I got one.
Have one down, but my first one's going to be going back to the jet. I know that you've seen Top Gun before.
Oh yeah.
All right. Are you Maverick or Iceman?
Well, Iceman, I don't think makes it through the movie.
No, that's Goose.
Just based on that fact.
Now, I wasn't going to ask you Maverick. Goose is the one that doesn't make it through.
Oh, it's Goose. Okay, that's right.
I wasn't going to put that one for you because one died.
Iceman is Val Kilmer in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know. My wife has a thing for Tom Cruise, so I'm gonna go with Maverick just for that.
Right.
She has been excited now for about 5 years and waiting for the Top Gun sequel to come out. So
it won't be long.
No.
All right, Coach Ennis, what you got?
I got one for you, and this is an easy one. All right, Coach, you're taking your wife out, and she says, "We'll go wherever you want to eat." Okay, all right. Which I know in my house that happens never, but let's just pretend that might happen. You going steak or seafood?
Look, I love both of them. I love some raw oysters and stuff like that, but I've grown up on a cattle farm. My dad has about 175 head of cows, and so if it was one meal, it's gonna be a steak, man. No doubt about it.
All right, got a steak man, and he's gonna be Maverick. So here's the
That's right.
third question. We like to talk about professional wrestling.
I love some professional wrestling.
Okay, we grew up around the same era. I don't know if you ever watched. It used to come on in Dothan, WTVY.
Of course, Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, Georgia Championship Wrestling or Southeast.
Right after or before Red Highland.
That's right. You'd have all those good shows that came on.
Oh yeah,
right there. Were you a Bullet guy or a Tennessee Stud guy?
I love Bullet Bob Armstrong. Now, ain't no doubt about it. I'm the Bullet all day, brother.
That was his big saying, brother.
That's right. I watched that religiously, man. Charlie Platt and Austin Idol and
Universal Heartthrob.
That's right. So yeah, big time.
You remember Dynamite Dick Dunn? Remember Dynamite Dick Dunn?
I've heard of him. I don't remember seeing him too much, but
I saw him and Hippie Boy yet.
During the football, I'm such a big wrestling nut. During the football playoffs, I had an old black NWO T-shirt that I wore every Friday until we got knocked out of the football playoffs.
You was part of the new
Hollywood Hulk Hogan NWO T-shirt.
Oh gosh! All right. Well, that's still part of the question.
Right.
Growing up that time, all right, were you a Hogan or Flair guy coming through growing up?
I think growing up, I was more of a Hogan guy, but as an adult, I really Ric Flair is probably my all-time favorite, man.
Well, you're gonna
have. As a matter of fact, we have a little. It's a rap song, and I don't even know much about the rap song, but it opens up with Ric Flair doing his Rolex watch, wearing diamond ring, wearing limousine riding, jet plane flying, son of a gun. At the beginning of we love Ric Flair, man.
Well, since you love Ric Flair, you're gonna have to give us your best. Woo!
All right, I'm gonna do it like Rick does. He says Charlotte. I'm gonna say Highland home, Alabama.
That's awesome, Coach. Well, listen, hey, we appreciate you taking your time to be with us tonight, and
anytime.
Good luck. And hey, wish you nothing but the best of luck on Monday.
Go get them.
You go get them and represent Crenshaw County and Highland home. I know they're going to be out in full force, and It's been a great season, no matter what the outcome is.
That's right. That's right.
You know, and tell all your players and all that, we're going to be supporting them on Monday.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you, Greg, Stan. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you.
Hey, y'all have fun.
We'll do it. We'll do it. See y'all soon.
Coach, got a Ric Flair man up there in Highland Home.
And a steak eater.
A steak eater. He got, you know, he's got a lot to plan going into the weekend. He may not sleep a wink, Coach.
No, you know, making it to the Final Four
that's a big
in
deal.
any classification is a big deal. And look, he's done a great job. You heard what he said. This is the most games that this team has won in a season. And that he talked about how they started playing together when they were young and took their lumps.
Right.
And now they're reaping the benefits of that. And that's what building a program is all about. You know, we talk about the difference between teams, you know, a team and a program. And a team can do it one year, but building a program is when you take some young men and you develop them into champions like he's done. I mean, look, I'm so proud for him, and Johnny's done a great job.
He has. I know he's worked hard, and those kids are going to play hard. And I tell you, you know, he made the fact about having good coaching and good players, and you know that's a part of the equation. Those players, and I can tell you, I've seen the Falk kid play football. I have not seen him on the basketball court, but he is an exceptional athlete, and is only a junior. So we'll get to see him this fall for his senior year.
Yeah, I bet there's some folks looking forward to that.
Yeah, and they'll have, you know, they made a run at it this past year. You know, Clark County in football, who eventually won it, I think, beat them by a touchdown. It was close, right there. Well, Coach, you know, since the last time we talked about a pipe. I was expecting to see you tonight with a funny-looking hat and a Sherlock Holmes-looking pipe.
I can't listen. Those things are hard to come by. I have searched the internet and can't find one. You know, but now my knowledge of the internet, you know, when you start talking about going on the World Wide Web, I struggle sometimes. But I can't find one. You know, I went to a couple of different places to look, and they had some of them little Popeye pipes, and I don't want one of those. I want one of those big elk horn looking. You know, looks like you're playing a saxophone.
Yeah. All I got is those that came with my bubbles that you blow bubbles in.
I found one of those. I couldn't believe they still had those, but I have. I've tried to find one, and I'm look, hashtag bring back the pipe.
Bring back the pipe. Well, you know, it was going back to Coach Mitchell. He's talking about that jet. I would like to have seen that net catch that jet.
Yeah,
they got the best logo, best mascot to me of anybody around. I know you're fond of the purple cat.
I am. I like the purple cat.
You know
what I can't understand though.
Have you ever seen
why getting more teams, or why have you ever heard of a team that was the rhinoceroses?
You know,
rhinos. Wouldn't that be a great mascot?
Well, it was hard to say rhinoceros.
Well, you can just say rhino.
What about the crocodiles? What about the cheetahs?
Well, you know, you got cats and you got wildcats and you got stuff, but I think a rhino would be a great mascot. You know, you got them two little sharp things coming off her nose.
Right.
You know, you see them charging from what I understand, watching the Animal Planet and stuff, they're not real smart, and they can't see very well.
That's doom and gloom right there.
Yeah, I mean that may be part of the reason. You know, they will run into a Jeep kind of on accident, but you know, I think even as stupid as they are, somebody ought to be the rhinos. I think Washington, when they were searching for a mascot, should have went with the Washington Rhinos.
Right. There's a lot of rhinoceros in Washington, D.C.
There's a lot of rhinos there.
Yeah. And some winos.
Yeah. Yeah. And some just plain dumb people.
Yeah, come on, man.
Don't get me started. Don't do it. All right. But no, listen, you know, you think about it, we've got Highland Home and Brantley right here, same county, Final Four, Alabama High School Athletics Association. Hey, these people ought to be getting excited around here.
Well, they might close the whole county down, not just Highland Home. They might just, you know, it might be harder to get in Crenshaw County than it is our borders.
Well, yeah. To turn the whole county, to shut the whole county down, all they'd have to do is like turn off 3 red lights, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's one thing I should have asked Coach Mitchell. What's the thing to do in Highland Home on the weekends?
I think possum cookings.
They don't eat possum in Highland Home.
I bet they do.
So you think they have wild game cook-offs?
No, possum.
Well, that's wild game.
That's roadkill.
They might have squirrel or little deer gathering, little deer meat going. But well, Coach, I'm kind of disappointed that you don't have that pipe. I'm gonna help your search. I'm gonna bring back the pipe. We're gonna add a new one. Hashtag search for the pipe.
Well, you know, I wish I could find one. But like I said, I'm not too savvy on this World Wide Web stuff. And you know, look, I still think the World Wide Web's a fad.
Well, it might be something that you get stuck on your fingers. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's just a fad. It's gonna go away just like Pet Rocks did.
Yeah, I still got one. Well, let's talk just a little bit of football. Not going to review this week, but we're going to talk about the new regional alignments in 4A. Okay, there's a lot of movement in 4A, and we could spend all night talking about who went 3, who stayed in 4, who moved down to 4. But SEC East or West right here, Coach. Region 1 in 4A. It's got T.R. Miller, Escambia County, Bayside Academy, Jackson, Satsuma, St. Michael's, Wilcox Central, and Orange Beach. That's going to be a pretty tough, sporty little region over in football.
Well, let's see. I didn't know Wilcox County still played football.
Wilcox Central.
Orange Beach, are they going to be able to put down their little boogity boards long enough to leave the beach and go practice this summer?
Well, they lost 2 of their players to Gulf Shores recently. I don't know how that happened, but
how do you lose a player? Did they go on a field trip and not get back on the bus?
Yeah,
what happened?
They were over near Gulf Shores and stayed there, I guess. But St. Michael, I believe, isn't that the team that Philip Rivers coached?
Yes, that's the team that Philip Rivers coached. I think he still coaches them. Philip's brother is the offensive coordinator down there. I know you think with Philip Rivers being the head coach, why would you need an offensive coordinator? But
Right.
his brother, I believe, is the offensive coordinator down there. And I got a chance to see them play this year. They do a really good job. It's not like watching them. You go, ooh, they're scheming everybody to death. No, they fundamental everybody. It's what they do. Their team plays with what? Isn't that one of those?
That's one of them cliches, Coach.
Yeah, cliches. They play with great fundamentals, but they really do. They do a good job blocking, tackling, and throwing and catching. I mean, they do play with really good fundamentals.
Well, just looking at that region, T.R. Miller has been successful past couple of years. Heck, you got
Now,
Jackson.
T.R. Miller's been successful by everybody else's standard the last couple of years.
Right.
By T.R. Miller's standards, they haven't been very successful.
Right. I would agree with you there. I'll retract my statement there. They have not been like T.R. Miller wants to be.
No.
Then you got Jackson. Jackson will hit you in the mouth and write you a thank you note.
Jackson's always been good. I remember when I was a lot younger, and watching Jackson and Andalusia play. Jackson was good back then. I'm talking about in the late 70s, early 80s. Jackson had good football teams in, and they just, I don't remember a time when you would go, well, we got Jackson, so we're going to be able to take it easy this week.
Right. Well, that's Region 1. If you were going ahead and going to look in your Magic 8 Ball, Coach, who do you think is the top runner to win that region? Wilcox?
No. I don't even know. Do they still play? Coach, I would have to say that I would have to pick Jackson, and then I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Philip and them's team, St. Michael.
St. Michael. And don't count out the Satsuma Gators, right?
No, I'd count them out.
All right, Region 2.
I don't think Satsuma's ever been very successful in football, ever.
I thought that was a type of orange. That's Satsuma.
Yeah, you may be right, but I don't know. But I don't ever remember Satsuma being very good in football. I know at one time they were pretty good in baseball, but no. I think those two teams, Jackson, St. Michael's, I think those are the teams to look for.
All right, well, let's look at Region 2. Andalusia moves back to 4A, Coach, in Region 2. And also we're going to be joining them is Booker T. Washington.
Well, that's a powerhouse.
Yeah, Bullitt County.
That's another powerhouse. Has either one of them two teams won in the last 150 years?
They have. They've probably been, 4-6, 5-5, 1-9. Also, Dale County, Geneva, and then you got Montgomery Academy and Montgomery Catholic, and then rounding out, I don't see how this happened, is the Red Tops of Slocum are in 4A Region 2.
Kind of like Kay Ivy said, bless her heart.
Well, it seems like just a few years ago, Slocum was 2A.
Well, Not only that, Coach, I hope nobody takes this the wrong way, but Coach Tisdale might have made a wise decision at this point in time.
Well, he may have, but I mean that, being there in Geneva County, they're going to be playing these 4A schools, but they got 2A facilities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they got a 2A size field. They got a 2A field house. I mean, not to take anything away from their program, but things going to have to be made. If they're going to continue to grow, then the athletic program's going to have to grow with them.
Well, Coach, I'm going to tell you this though. Now I've seen Slocum's facilities, and they've got Coach. They've got really nice facilities.
They do. That's
I mean, but like you said, I don't know how that transfers to 4A.
Right.
But that region right there, Andalusia should just walk through that. I don't see how I don't see anybody that can even that is that's going to be a top heavy region.
Well, Catholic, played in the state championship. If they've still got all their recruits still there.
Well, it's according to who the recruiting coordinator is at Catholic and
then,
how well he does. Hey, they may have a big revival up there and a bunch of folks join the Catholic Church and start going there. Who knows? But when you look at it from top to bottom, I don't see how you can pick anybody but Andalusia to win that region.
Right. And they've got a little talent coming back from last year.
Listen, I have seen teams win the state championship with a good ground attack with backs that wasn't as good as the one they've got coming back.
Yeah, he's and he'll finally be a junior.
Yeah, but he is a real deal. I mean, you can ride his coattail a long way.
Well, I think that if they want to do what they want to do, he's going to stay healthy and then ride that wagon.
Well, not only that, look, Andalusia's got a great coaching staff. They do a great job up there. Coach Taylor does a great job. But the one thing that has always impressed me about Andalusia is their offensive line. Their offensive line coach,
Wendell.
Yeah, he does a great job developing those offensive linemen so that when one moves out, one moves in, and that's, to me, that's going to be the difference for them in 4A is they can take those offensive linemen that they have that's 6 foot 230, and they're going to be able to compete where in 5A that 6 foot 230 offensive lineman was going against a 6'4", 275 defensive lineman.
Right. Well, and they have to replace the quarterback. So, they got to replace a lot of other things, but the quarterback's going to be key. And hadn't had anybody there new. Wilson left 2 years ago, and then Amos, had seen some time behind him, and now he's graduated. Didn't really have anybody that took any snaps of importance this past season.
No, but I'm going to tell you, Coach Taylor does a great job, always has, of developing quarterbacks. Even when he was at Strawn, he did a really good job. And in a school the size of Strawn, you don't have the super athletes playing quarterback. and he did a great job developing those guys to fit into his program. And I'm sure he's got somebody. He's got one or two over there that's ready to compete for that job.
Well, it's like another team in that region, Coach, that we know well, the Geneva Panthers. Coach Les Sanders. I mean, he's right there competitive with anybody every year, and his shelves are not quite as full as most teams that he plays, and he usually winds up on that winning side.
Well, again, Les does a fantastic job. And, they used to say about Coach Bryant, he'll take his and beat yourn and take yourn and beat his. And Les falls into that category. He gets the most out of some of those players that I have ever seen. They had a running back a couple of years ago. If that kid broke 100 pounds with his pads on, then I'd have to check the scales. And Les just did a great job running an offense that was suited to him. That's one thing Les does. Les isn't I'm going to do this and this is what I'm going to run. Les is let's see what these guys can do, and let's try to make them as good as we can doing what they do best.
Well, he always does an excellent job over there in Geneva. Well, Coach, that just about wraps us up this week. Basketball season's come to a close, and got the baseball and softball going to, cranked off already, and you and I are doing a little rec league baseball ourselves.
Yes, I am. Looking forward to it.
And where we do play, we don't have team names, and that kind of bothers me. You and I growing up, somebody was the Braves or the Yankees or the Cubs or whatever. Now we're just colors. To me, that takes kind of fun out of it.
I ain't gonna do that. They can say what they want to. We're gonna have a name. We're gonna be the Rhinos.
You're gonna be the Rhinos.
We're gonna be the Rhinos.
We're gonna be.
I just decided. We're gonna be the Rhinos.
My team may be the Pipes, or Captain Black's Pipes. That's who sponsors.
Good idea. But I think we're gonna call ourselves the Rhinos.
Well, I don't know. I know you had a little rec league meeting the other night. When we left, they said, be thinking about what color you want to be. And I screamed out orange. And
well, they didn't say that to us.
Everybody turned around and looked at me like I'd lost my mind. I said, yeah, we're going to have orange jerseys and black pants. Going to look like pajamas.
Well, you better be careful. Somebody be done thrown you in a white van and made you go pick up trash.
Yeah, that's what our team does on the weekends. But we're going to be the Oreos or the Orioles. That's hard to say.
Listen. I like the Rhinos.
Yeah, well,
I want to be the Rhinos.
You got the Rhinos, and we'll be bring back the Pipes.
Hashtag
bring back.
Pound sign.
Yeah. Hashtag bring back the Pipes. Well, Coach, just one in a row again.
Hey, you got one in a row.
We want to thank Coach Mitchell from up at Highland Home for joining us tonight. Wish him best of luck. We still need everybody's help. If you would go to our Facebook page and like us, follow us, or subscribe.
Find us a pipe.
Yeah, find us a pipe and send us a message. And we might have you on the show.
Hey, I think that's a great idea. Somebody finds us one of those Sherlock Holmes pipes.
We ain't talking about some crack pipe you found in the street somewhere.
No, we're talking about one of those Sherlock Holmes pipes.
Yeah.
And we'll put it on there. Pound sign, found the pipe.
Yeah, found the pipe. So we're gonna be still looking for that. We'll eventually we'll have one on here, Coach. I know somebody.
Listen, they can always contact us, calling us at BR549.
Yeah, on our walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Or like
Coach,
those Southern links. You remember them old Southern links where you beat people?
Yeah. Hey, before we go, Coach, I had some comments this week. Some folks they got tickled off last week of you doing I can't believe it's not butter. Can you do that for us before we go?
Well, I mean, that's what they do. They don't put butter on it. They just take and just squirt a little of that. I can't believe it's not butter. That's the same ones that duck down behind the car and vape and wear their little ponytails and sweater vests.
Well, Coach, we'll leave it on that. Hey, that's one in a row for Coach Greg Ennis. This is Stan for Stan the Coach.